Okay, so if today's video and discussion seem very similar to a sermon I did recently, that's because it is. And that's because this is such a unique and powerful and practical teaching of Jesus that if we are truly to actually put this into practice, it's really going to require our best focus and our attention. Now, we've already established that one of the main ways that Jesus teaches about the kingdom is by using parables, and a bunch of them, as we saw, are found in Matthew chapter 13. But if you go to Matthew chapter 25, we see another grouping of Jesus' kingdom parables, all replaying some sort of judgment moment, accountability scene, either a returning bridegroom or a returning master or the returning Son of Man, all highlighting this moment where there's going to be this moment in time where we come and stand before God and are held accountable for how we respond in faithfulness to Him and His teaching and His kingdom. Now, you're going to do a lot of the Bible study yourself, but the second parable of the set of three in Matthew 25 is essentially a parable on being faithful with what God has entrusted into our hands. Or put another way, it is a parable on stewardship, which I try and define as responsibly and effectively working well with what God has entrusted to you. Okay, well, what has God entrusted to you? Well, what is it you need to be faithful with? The short answer is everything. Your life, your abilities, your gifts, your relationships, your time, your dreams, your resources, your energy, because it doesn't matter which way you look at it, at the end of the day, everything we have is from God. Therefore, everything we have is something that God has entrusted to us to responsibly and effectively work well. Now, this is a massive paradigm shift we need to make in our minds and hearts, where we need to shift from a vision of ownership, meaning everything that I have is mine to deal with my way for my kingdom's sake. And then we need to shift to a vision of stewardship, where everything I have is God's, that He has entrusted to me to work well. Now, easier said than done, but I think if we really drill down into this idea of stewardship, we're also either going to see God as a taker, someone who wants my stuff and my time and my energy when I would rather spend it on other things, or we need to learn to see God as a giver, as someone who gives life and gives resources and power and love and ability to grow, and as someone who takes pleasure and joy in our stewardship, and we can take pleasure and joy in Him and His kingdom. And so those are just a few ideas to kind of get you thinking about this parable. Now over to you in your groups to let this parable help you follow Jesus well and effectively, so that He can say to you as well, "Well done, good and faithful servants."